Okay. So So who is Ben Shapiro? Your typical conservative talking head, relaying all of the hits. Usually found radicalizing your uncle on Facebook, known mostly for fast talking and debating college students.
Disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk.
I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is a term that I use throughout the speech, not gender identity
disorder. You sound like a bozo, bro. And you get no pussy, and you can't even make your wife wet, bro. So what's good?
Oh! So, number one, let me just say, the nice thing about having several small...
He mostly capitalizes and peddles culture war nonsense to build a pretty substantial broadcasting company. Who is Tom MacDonald? From what I see, he seems to be some sort of algorithmically generated outrage farm rapper who's Canadian. And just like Ben uses culture war distractions, along with his culture vulture aesthetic, to garner clicks and make people upset on the internet. Like I said, both basically do the exact same thing by towing the Conservative Party line, repeating a lot of nonsense talking points.
That all of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years. And it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which, let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Scapegoating marginalized people, hyper-focus on trans people due to their lack of visibility and structural power, and dunk on libs. The two recently dropped Facts, which seems to be a 3.5-minute song of them just saying that everyone's mad at them for some reason. So I guess we're gonna listen to it.
They call me offensive, controversial, there's only two genders.
About this specifically is how there's always a hyper focus on defining things without actually talking about the science behind them. And sure, this information is readily available for those who want to listen and learn, or just broaden our understanding of how humans relate to each other and define each other through terms. But why do that when you can just complain about a supposed enemy that represents a portion of society that you yourself don't necessarily interact with?
Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right.
Yeah.
It is so hilarious to me that if I stand up against racism, if I'm against discrimination, if I'm against injustice, if I believe in treating people like humans, that I have some sort of white guilt. See, the biggest misconception with that is you think I'm talking about things that happened hundreds of years ago. You think I'm talking about things that happened before my time. No, I'm talking about the things that are happening right now. I'm talking about those little 7-8-year-olds on video games who are screaming the N-word over and over again. I'm talking about the racist grandparents a lot of us have, who sit around and watch Fox News all day and judge people of color. I'm talking about the truly ignorant people who have the audacity to call people illegal while they're eating meat that was packaged by undocumented workers and eating fruits and vegetables that were picked by undocumented workers. Y'all think I'm talking about slavery. I'm not, but if we want to talk about slavery, let's talk about private prisons and how we never really abolished slavery, we just changed the name. Let's talk about how people who look like me, who have the same skin tone as me, purposely hid knowledge, purposely destroyed cultures in order to keep information hidden from the masses. People have the nerve to say I sound like I don't like my own people. Bitch, I'm from Pasco County. You ever been there? It's like white trash capital of Florida, okay? Of course I don't like my own people. I've seen nothing but garbage my whole entire life from my own people, and they have the nerve to say they're the superior race. Yeah, right.
They seem to like things that rhyme, I guess, but it's never really been a thing. These movies make tons of money, and they continue to. And sure, we can kind of bellyache about just old things being recycled with, modern representation and all that. But at the same time, that is how the movie industry functions. Why take a chance on something new when you can just remake the same thing with different people?
Pro-choice pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive, but you ain't pro-gun, no wonder protected.
I see we're still mad at pronouns.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring!
Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rain.
Yeah, you can hang whatever you want outside of your house if you want to. It could be an American flag, or a cooler flag, or a Pokemon plush, or Die Hard 4 on DVD, garden gnome, whatever you want. You can put it outside of your house. It's your house. You live there.
We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper pose.
Throwback.
But you ain't pro-gun, no wonder protected.
I don't care if I offend you. I was playing to upset.
It's wild he's saying that he doesn't care if he offends us when it seems like that's like the point of the entire song, right? Or he wants how he feels in his statements to be emblematic of folks standing up to some sort of bully that is also weak and doesn't deserve respect. Weird. But according to Tom MacDonald, he is provoking the beast. He is the everyman who is standing up for people who
Fucking pronouns!
But I guess that's the point of the entire song. If he actually spoke about something or attempted to make a song using his technical ability and his expression and his passion and didn't include anti-woke propaganda or transphobia, I hardly believe that it'll go anywhere. Or to that point, he wouldn't have a platform in the first place. At this point, I'm pretty sure y'all just be saying shit.
When it comes to public safety in this nation, the answer is not defund the police, it's fund the police.
It is interesting that people who kind of propagate this culture war urgency and aesthetic are always literally just trying to sell guns and get people to gear up for some sort of reckoning where the blue-haired SJW is going to try to come and take your guns away either through the law or through personal shame, I guess. I don't know what these people think. And they're going to have to arm up and rise up against them. And I would say being an armed vigilante is thug behavior. And don't get me started on school shooters. Moving on.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like this, and my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a whack. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap.
Yeah. We got Ben doing 2016 internet slang and quoting his most memeable moment. And even though his flow seems extremely AI generated, it's still on beat.
Cards, you go into prison. I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are.
I don't know. This bar is weird because people who aren't on the internet have no idea who Ben Shapiro is. It's like he makes content for your racist uncle. And let's check on some of Ben's TV appearances.
Obviously is not, it never has been, and you as a journalist are proceeding to call one side of the political aisle ignorant, barbaric, and sending us back to the dark ages. Why don't you just say that you're on the left? Is this so hard for you? Why can't you just be honest?
Mr.
Seriously,
Shapiro,
it's a serious question.
Mr. Shapiro, if you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it. I just asked you so several times, and I'm about to do so again, if you would let me just finish the question. Your book
frankly, I don't think
claims that society
honestly,
is turning its back
sir,
on Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah,
what are those values? What are the values it's turning its back on?
I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a person as badly motivated as you as an interviewer. So I think we're done here. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and for showing that anger is not part of American.
I'm not for that. If that was critical race theory, I wouldn't be for.
I agree with you, and I don't think that's critical race theory.
But it's being okay.
I think what's happened here
what's
happened here is this terminology, sort of like defund the police, has been hijacked and been framed around the left as that they want to do all this, they want to rip down the entire social fabric of America, and they want us to be guilty about everything. I want you to teach history. I had a lot of people in the military. Hold on. I had a lot of people in the military, senior officers who had to make life and death decisions who were total morons about the cultures and institutions and countries we were going into, and people died because
I have
of
a
that.
question.
I don't need that here.
If we agree that history should be taught, Why are you defending critical race theory, which is not history?
Did I not just say a moment ago that I think that term has been hijacked and that's not what we're talking about?
Okay, so let's say critical race theory.
I'm going to go back and repeat that I didn't say that.
Okay.
You are literally defending critical race theory by redefining it as just teaching history, which is a cheap semantic trick, and you know it.
Is this what you do on your show? Because it sucks.
You know, Malcolm. Malcolm, I appreciate that, but I will comfort myself tonight by sleeping on my bed made of money.
I'm sure we have an adult. I'm sure we have another adult subject to talk about.
Well.
Take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
Ugh, these last few bars are rough. It's giving.
What, you got a problem with this? Maybe I should kick you in the face with my fist.
And that's wild because that clip is at the very least, I want to say 15 years old. Super old. Old as shit. And that was a bit that like white rappers who weren't talented would rap that exact way. Is he having a self-aware comedy moment? I don't know. I'm just wondering how many takes it took for him to get that out. Or if they could have just like AI generated his voice, just like I plugged it in. I don't know. It's possible.
You mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim. Well, I'ma be the.
I mean, this is just petty, petulant, kind of sad. Like, it seems desperate for attention. Because you spent, apparently, like, whatever the budget for the song was, thousands of dollars, hours of your time, writing, recording this, to a group of people who literally don't ever engage with your content. It's just like, I know what my boundaries are. I know the people that I generally fuck with, and weird racist juggalo rapper dudes are not on that list. No diss to juggalos. I know that a lot of y'all try not to be racist. And that's mostly my point, right? Where queer and trans people don't really inhabit the same spaces that you do. We don't invite you to our functions. We don't interact with you in our daily lives. So outside of videos like this, we don't know who you are. And that's the song. I mean, to be frank, it just feels like it's something to, I don't know, for people who lost their friends and are looking for something to bump on their lonely rides home. I feel like the song isn't offensive because it bashes pronouns or woke Karens or trans people or whatever. It's offensive because it's like extremely lazy. Like, it doesn't give us anything we can sink our teeth into. We don't have any conspiracy theories. We don't have any flat earth shit. No presidents or lizard people. Nothing that takes any real effort to look up and debunk immediately. There aren't really coherent thoughts or any of the normal funny shit conservatives used to say. And it's interesting that like we're having this conversation about who it's okay to disrespect, but at the same time, there's so much self-victimization. Like, it's a grown man yelling about how different he is, while at the same time still yelling about you have nothing but a collection of insincere buzzwords that just speak to a demographic of people who are outside of the folks that it's criticizing. And that's kind of the point of the song in the first place, right? There's like a market for this music. A circle jerk of people who literally come together and go to concerts like this and just pat themselves on the back for not interacting with people different than them. A celebration of faux political polarization while offering nothing but, I don't even know what it offers. I'm trying to think. But that's kind of where we are as a society. It is a symptom of capitalism. Ben Shapiro is a failed movie industry professional. So instead of brandishing his pen, going back into the studio, getting his shit together, making something, challenging himself, he just sticks to the same 4 statements. Pronouns, 2 genders, I have more money than you. Which only one of 4 of those things are in rap music in the first place, usually. It's extremely antagonistic and insular, which is exactly what he's accusing liberals of being. We see this all over the entertainment spectrum, be it old comics that are falling off because they'll 1, garner attention through the outrage economy, and 2, speak to a small subsection of people who also live very insular lives, don't know that many different people, and feel it's cool to punch down on people who don't have systemic power. But in reality, it just sounds like y'all are just obsessed with trans people.
So at this point, it's giving client. I don't know what doll hurt Dave Chappelle. I really don't. But it's giving disgruntled client. It's giving angry trick. It's giving, he wanted to kiss on the mouth, and she was like, no, I don't do that. I upcharge for that. If you want to do that, you got to give me XYZ. And he was like, oh, no, ma'am.
And I guess that's really all I have to say about this song. I mainly made this because I like talking about music and songs and exploring meanings behind lyrics or what we can kind of internally gather from it. But with conservative hip-hop or conservative music in general, capital C conservative, big bank conservative, conservative that literally makes all of its money just from defining itself through the anti-liberal lens, it's easy to see why this stuff isn't really worth engaging with in the first place. So going forward, I probably won't. And to that point, thanks for watching. If you want to hear a band that is not on weird shit, you should listen to my music. I play with a band called Morning of Black Star. We just released a live concert on our Bandcamp. And yeah, we had a really good time on the tour last summer. I believe that's when it was recorded. And we just thought that it'd be cool just to put something out from that really cool experience. You could also support the channel if you would like to join my Patreon. I have performance clips, drum stems from the other channel, as well as like other exclusive content that I'm working on. And if you can't do any of those things, just like, share the video if you messed with it. Subscribe to see what I got coming up next. I'm gonna try to do at least 3 videos this month. We'll see what happens. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thankful for everyone who made it to this point. Peace.